Well, what a year it has been in terms of a lot of different things, but specifically in this video, we're going to talk about the year-end report for Esplanade Lake Club. Now, this is a community that I love, a community that I believe in, and a community I've done a lot of business in. And so for our end of year report, I want to go through what's important for you to understand within the community when it comes to real estate. Now, there's been incredible progress on the amenities within the community. A lot of new build has been going on all around, and we want to take just a moment to put some things into perspective. So I'm Brad Dohack with Gulf Point Properties, and I say we just jump right into it. So the big thing that we're going to be looking at here is what are we like? What are prices? What are things happening compared to 2021? What does that look like? First, we're going to get into the number of sales. So I have this broken down in two ways. One, we're going to be talking about the single family, and then we're going to talk about the villas. So in 2022, we had 11 single family homes sell. We had 6 villas sell, so that was a total of 17 properties that sold. Now, here's what I want to tell you. This is what is listed in the MLS. The builders sometimes put their properties, their new construction, into the MLS, but not all of the time. So a lot of this is going to be resale. Some of it will be new build. So this is just what that entire picture looks like as far as what has been reported in the MLS. Now, here's where things get interesting, because when it comes to the average price, we're looking at $1.76 million for single family homes. Now, what's interesting about that is that that price is nearly identical with where we were in 2021. So the average price in 2021 was $1.752 million. Now we're at $1.76 million. And so it's basically identical. And most of the market has experienced an increase in price. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that, but let's go into our villas. So the average price of the villas was $549,000. That's actually up 18% year over year. So if you purchased a villa in 2021, you can expect that value to be 18% higher in 2022. Now, pendings, as we look at right now, we have 3 single family that are pending, and 4 of the villas are currently pending. The average price of the single families are $715,000, so significantly lower than what the average sale price was. And then we have the average price of the villas at $510,000. And so both of those instances show us where prices are retracting. And that is something that we've seen in the overall market. We've seen the past 6 months where things have slowed down and prices have retracted. And then on top of that, the days on market, as far as when you list a property for sale to the time that you should expect to get a contract on it, has increased quite significantly as well. And that brings me to the next point as far as active properties. So right now there are 12 single family properties available in the MLS, and there are 7 villas. Now, I want to put some things in perspective. So as we look at the 12 that are active right now, the single family, and we sold 11 throughout the entire course of the year, well, that tells us that given the pace of sales throughout the whole year, that we have almost a year worth of inventory available. And that's quite significant because the rest of the market is looking between 3 and 4 months worth of inventory, whereas here in Esplanade Lake Club, we're looking at 1 whole year. And then when it comes to the villas, obviously we said there's 7 that are active and 6 have sold over the course of the past year. So again, that time frame of about a year's worth of inventory is what we're looking at in the MLS. The average price of the actives is $1.75 million. And what that tells us is that our solds have averaged $1.76 million. The actives are at $1.75. And so that tells us that they're priced where the market has historically said that they should be, but they're not moving at the pace that we would expect them. And so that tells us that there is a little retraction going on in pricing. And then the average price of the actives on the villa side is $637,000. That's quite a bit over what the average sold price was. And so those may need to have have some adjustment as well. Now, a lot of what we're seeing here, common themes that we've seen throughout the entire real estate market in Southwest Florida and the greater United States of America, where we're seeing a lot of inflation. We have seen a lot of interest rate increases throughout the course of the year. So all of these things combined, it's not really a surprise that we're seeing what we're seeing, but to me, the biggest factor here is that the pendings on the single family home side, we don't have anything that's pending that's over $1 million. And so a lot of the higher end luxury buyers, the $1 million plus buyers, are pausing even more, because think about it, if you're getting a loan and interest rates have done what they've done, gone up, doubled, and sometimes tripled in some cases, you're going to pause because that's a bigger number. That's a bigger monthly payment that you're going to have as well. And so all of these things in consideration, what do we have to look forward to in 2023? Now, the reality is we had Hurricane Ian come through. There's a lot of shakeup that happens with all of that. And so time will tell, but we're going into season with a healthy amount of inventory right now, and we would hope that towards the end of season we start to see some of those snowbirds pick off some of that available inventory to decrease that, because right now, given the pace of sales, we have more inventory than needed, and it's really a buyer's market within the community. So that's the end of the year market report update for you. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions related to your home's value or questions about the real estate market in general, please feel free to reach out to me or comment below. And also please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That really helps make a big difference. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. Hope everybody's doing great, and we'll talk soon.